Good afternoon again, everyone. So let's just begin the webinar. Thank you again for joining us today. We've got a very interesting topic today. This is going to be a co-hosted webinar between Milestone and Prysm. And we'll talk about how Prysm Command and Control Center really allows a lot of these third-party systems into your security surveillance and how these all come together on Milestone XProtect, and how Prysm really enables it with all the added functionality and allows Milestone to complete the solution stack with all the innovations and other technologies coming from our community partners. I'm going to do a quick round of introduction again, as well. So I have with me two panelists from Prysm. Gentlemen, if you can quickly introduce yourselves.
Hi, everybody. I'm David. I am the Business Development Director for Prysm.
Okay, hello, and me, I'm Nicolas. So I am the Technical Director for Project and Services in Prysm.
Thank you, David and Nicholas. Thanks for joining us today. And David and Nicholas will both walk us through of the product portfolio of Prysm and how they really enable this deep integration into third-party technologies with Milestone. My name is Heather Mohammed, and I'm the Community Manager for Milestone Systems, covering Middle East, Africa, and Turkey region. I'm going to start and kick off the webinar by giving you a quick introduction into Milestone and how and what we do as an open platform video management software. So what is Milestone XProtect? Milestone XProtect is the open video management platform that allows those complex puzzle pieces of your security systems to come together. So it really acts as a glue, be it the cameras, obviously, which is when we talk about the video management software, the more important component is the edge device, which is the optical sensors, the cameras. But we have seen that as the industry has evolved, the solutions are becoming more and more complicated, the demands are increasing. So you really need the platform that can really solve this complex systems for you and complete the solution stack for you so that you can address your requirements or your end customer requirements. So we've seen a lot of other systems like video access control systems. So we've seen perimeter protection systems. We see a lot of requirements for video analytics and so many add-ons that are coming into your surveillance systems based on your requirements. So you really need a platform that can address all those requirements in a very seamless manner for you. And that is one of the topics that we're going to cover today, and that how Prysm App Control really allows us to fill that gap and bring all these technologies together onto Milestone platform and enables all these innovations together with Milestone and community partners. Quickly, Milestone being the open platform, and like I mentioned, the cameras, the optical sensors, one of the most important source of data generated, the video data that we get, and we bring a lot of other intelligence on top of it. The metadata that we'll talk about and cover later in the slide deck as well. So we are very proud that in the industry today, we have the highest number of cameras integrated into our platform, 8,500 plus, coming from 175 different manufacturers globally. We have a global presence with offices around the globe. And we have a liberty of working with our global resellers and integrators who really support us. They are the certified integrators, the certified resellers of Milestone that can serve you in different parts of the globe. So what is open platform? Open platform is something that is in the DNA of Milestone since the inception back in 1998. We've always been advocating the open platform because we believe this is the strategy, this is the right way that we can address the requirements of the market. We don't come from a background and just that arrogance that we can do everything. Logically, no vendor can achieve everything all in one brand. And that is our strategy, because we want to bring the niche technologies, niche innovations from our partners, our community partners, But what we offer is the platform that can bring these technologies together seamlessly for you so that you can address your requirement. In a nutshell, what you get is the best of the best systems that is out there, and a niche technology that are experts that carry the expertise in each of its domains. So be it facial recognition, be it access control system, be it the Prysm, a part of which we are going to cover today with Prysm. We ensure that we bring all these technologies together, and you as a customer, you as an end user, you as a reseller really gets the best of the best systems that you're looking for, that is purpose built for its use, basically. How do we do that? We leverage our community partners, like I mentioned, Prysm being one of them. We're going to talk about that in detail later on. But our strategy being the open platform to address those complex needs that the customer has, the reseller has, and to address all those new innovations that they can make use of for their solutions, for their requirements. We work very closely with our community partners. We have what we call as Milestone integration platform with SDK that allows all these partners to work together seamlessly on our platform to develop these integrations that are with us. When we say integrations, obviously it's very important that we ensure that these integrations work seamlessly without any hassle, without any issues for our end user and customers. And that's where we have a dedicated program, Milestone Partner Program, that gives you extra peace of mind that the integration that you're using is fully validated, verified by both parties, the Milestone and the community partners. So you ensure that the system that you're using, the integration that you're using is verified, it's validated, it's benchmarked, and you're getting the results what you want. So all the documentation, everything is fully available for all our partners. I'm sure most of you have already visited Milestone Marketplace. Marketplace has got all the verified solutions with all the other collateral that is needed for you to work with our community partners. There's admin manuals, there are references, there are videos, integration manuals, operator manuals, everything is available in detail for you to go and explore the solutions, and you can even reach out to our partners directly from Marketplace for any queries, for any help or any assistance that you need when developing the solutions on Milestone Open Video Management Platform. So I'm gonna quickly talk about the solution stacks for you to understand better what we offer and where do we come in Milestone Open Platform. So if I look at the typical solution stack, so you have the application layer that is on top. If you see the deck that I'm showing here, that's where our application partners, community partners like facial recognition, traffic management system, parking management system, BMS, forensic search, access control, all these partners comes in based on your requirements. The bottom layer, the hardware layer, that's where our hardware partners, the camera partners, the devices, the IoT sensors, network, recorders, hardware, video storage, all these partners come in to supply the platform for us to run our applications. In the middle, we have the platform. That's where Milestone comes in. So we ensure that we offer all these capabilities, as you can see on your right, all the advanced feature sets, all the advanced capabilities that you need on the platform to bring all these technologies on the hardware layer and the application layer, bring them together, offer you a seamless interface where you can do your day-to-day operations, where you can offer those innovative solutions to your customer, and thus complete that solution stack that fulfills the requirement of a customer, fulfills the requirement of the end user. So we ensure that we offer all these advanced features, advanced functionality, advanced frameworks that are needed, enable the video to bring in the metadata to make use of a video with other applications. So that's where we play, Milestone as a platform. And then on the application layer, we have other community partners like Prysm that supports us, providing those deep integration protocols, and we should talk about later in the webinar today. So I'm gonna quickly transfer the control to our colleagues today from Prysm, and they'll walk us through how they really enable and what they offer with Milestone. So let me just quickly transfer the control. There you go, Nicholas. You have the control now.
Thank you. Okay.
Okay, so it's David, and we'll do a short introduction on our company and the plugins we have developed for Milestone XProtect, and then after Nicholas will give you a live demo of these two plugins. First of all, a little bit of history about our company. Our company is a French company created 24 years ago by someone called Jean-Michel Belin, who is still our 100% shareholder and our boss, as a matter of fact. We have one product called AppVision, which first version was released in 1998. We are based in the south of France, in Aix-en-Provence, near Marseille. And as certificate, we are ISO 9001. We have only one product at Prysm. It's what we call an open architecture command and control platform, which is named AppVision, mainly used as a PSIM in the safety and security business. And the idea of AppVision is to enable end user to manage in a single interface any security building SCADA system, to have a potentially global integrated management of all system installed on their installation. This platform has several extensions like App Video to manage multiple video system, App Control, which is a complete access control management software that you will see after, and App Maintenance, which is a module to help end user to plan and manage in a simple way the maintenance of their security system. So here you see AppVision in the center of the scheme. You have, of course, safety and security system can be connected, everything about SCADA and building management, also third-party app that can be useful, especially for access control also. We are, of course, taking care at networks through the SNMP protocol or cybersecurity tools. And we are also looking at new technologies since some partners have integrated IoT systems, augmented reality system, drone system, and some robots also. So in Prysm, we made the decision, for Jean-Michel, our CEO, made the decision 25 years ago to have a very clear business model, just to sell licenses, training and support, and some specific developments. We never do projects, at the opposite of vast majority of our competitors, which name are more CNL, Advances, and Vidsys. We never do projects, so we never sell directly to the end user. We have a community of partners and distributors, system integrators, whose role is to deliver and implement the expected configuration to the customer. Typically, you can show it in our business share. The licenses and extensions are 80% of our revenue, training and support 10%, and some specific developments 10%. This business model has allowed the creation of a large community. Since now we have more than 500 people in the world, in around 100 companies in 40 countries that are able to configure and implement our product AppVision. And we have among them added value distributors, added value system integrators, some OEM partners, which can be hardware manufacturer, but also system integrators, and some technological partners like Milestone or Axis or others. The idea for us is really important because we see this community as a real extension of our company. It's key for us now and for the future development of the company. We have a simple philosophy. We are neutral, open, and convergent. Neutral, we are we are independent from any hardware manufacturer, and we are happy to work with anyone that is willing to work with us. Open, since our platform is 100% customizable, and as a consequence, we can welcome partners that want to have their own OEM version. And conversion, because our focus is on the capacity of integration of the platform. So let's come back now that the presentation of the company has been done, the context of why we are talking to you today, and we wanted to come back to the context. You usually hear several things on Prysm solutions, that Prysm solutions are expensive, Prysm solutions are only useful in large projects, and Prysm solutions are difficult to implement. So do I really need one? You can also hear some positive, but if I could activate Zone directly from Milestone, from my intrusion panel, it could be great. If I could activate Zone and open doors directly from Milestone, it would be fantastic. Maybe I could find a budget for that. The question is, how can I make integrations easier in Milestone? And one answer, I would not say the answer, but one interesting answer is AppVision, our platform. Why are we interested in that? Because we think that a new business exists fitting with our business model. We have a strong technological partnership from years with Milestone System and also Axis Communication. Internally, we call it the Canon family. And it's an opportunity for us to meet new distributors and resellers, especially in new countries. So that's the 3 points that have interested us in developing these plugins. Regarding the PC market, we split it in four sub-markets. The three here, the 3 in white, are classical PC market, large project, specific project linked to a vertical like smart city, smart building, and some standard projects that you will find in more domestic projects. So here is the clearly PC market where we usually compete with, I told you, companies like CNL, Vidsys, Advances, and some other domestic companies. But we see a new market which we call VMS++ projects. It's projects where the video is already implemented. The end user is having intrusion and/or access control implemented. But what's more important, the end user wants to keep the VMS as the main interface, but wants more interoperability. In that way, usually we are competing with VMS. Until now, we were competing with VMS. We were trying to explain that the end user had to switch to Prysm, and the VMS company was explaining that it was not useful to switch to a Prysm. So we say, okay, maybe we could find an agreement and find something positive on both sides. And why not using AppVision not as a Prysm, but just as an integration platform and a gateway between system and the VMS. And that's where the idea starts to say, I will be an integration platform also for VMS. So it goes with our business model because we sell licenses. So no problem to sell more. With this market, we will sell more licenses. We are not interested in engineering, so no problems, even if VMS++ projects generate very few. In 2020, we have adapted our sales policy to catch small projects. We have created small licenses and sales by one for cameras and or readers, camera intrusion point. So it's very easy now to be okay with small budget for small installation. And at the end, if we sell 100 project price 1,000 euros, for us it's the same interest as one project price 1,000 euros. And sometimes it's better nights. That's after. Why doing it for Milestone? Because clearly we have a strong technological partnership for years with Milestone and also Axis. An important fact is that we share the mindset on open architecture products. This is very important for us. We can say that we can discuss with Milestone about the SDK, what we can do, what we could do if we had this. It's really interesting to know that. Of course, Axis and Milestone products are integrated in AppVision in a Prysm way. We share some common distributors in some countries, typically France, Italy, Romania, and maybe tomorrow others. And currently, along the years, along the exhibition, we have discussion on the market situation. That's why we have decided to develop two plugins, or what you call them plugins, connector, gateway, dedicated to Milestone XProtect to address the VMS++ market. First is an intrusion plugin. It's a plugin to create command and control mode from XProtect for the following intrusion panel, which are ATS, Master and Advanced, Galaxy, SPC. And we have created an access control plugin with Axis controllers with the same way, create command and control mode from XProtect for Axis controller, which are A1001 or A1601. How does it work? Here you have three layers. So you have the hardware layer. So you have the intrusion panel here, another intrusion panel, the Axis controller. Here you have the Prysm layer. So we connect the panel or the controller through our usual driver to our server. And with our new plugin, Prysm intrusion plugin and or Prysm access control plugin, we will dialogue with the XProtect Smart Client. So this is the way it works, and you will be able to create command and control mode from the XProtect to the panel, because you see that those lines are bidirectional. The features, I won't go deeply because I'm sure you will have the presentation, and Nicolas will show you that live after me, and I don't want to take too much time. Talk about the future. So what's interesting is that once, and we already see that with some access control plugins that we sold in the last period, when the end user wants to switch to full Prysm mode, he already has a Prysm license, because we have only one kind of license. So it just need an app video extension and some engineering workload. But what is really interesting is 100% of his initial investment is value. It doesn't have anything to put in the basket. No, everything that he has implemented is valued. And in the future, we think that we can have also some evolution of the plugins. We will certainly add intrusion panels. Typically, we could think of the Risco or other one, but in the future, we could extend to other technology, typically fire, because fire integration for us are very similar to intrusion fire, or we could have specific developments submitted to quotation. That's also important. We already had some requests for quotation for other type of integration. So I will give the floor to Nicolas that will show you those two plugins in reality.
Okay, thank you, David. Okay, so let's switch to another screen. Okay, so you know this one. This is your Milestone XProtect Smart Client. So as David said, we did implemented two type of plugins. One for access control for the Axis controllers, and another one for intruder panels. So we already have 4 intruder panels implemented in this plugin. So the SPC panel, the ATS Advanced panel, ATS Master panel, and also the Honeywell Galaxy panel. So of course, it means that you can mix all of these panels through the same plugin. Okay, so I mean, if you have one site with the 4 different panels and multiple times of these 4 different panels, you will be able to see all of them directly in your XProtect smart client. First, I would like to start before with the access control plugin. So I will show you some part of the access control plugin. So what we did, we give you the possibility from the Milestone XProtect to manage the card holders. So you will get the card holders we implement in our app control database. So you will get also the photo ID coming from our access control management module, from our app control. You will get the possibility to send commands to access system. So if you look at the video, you can see the green color on the panel. So you can send command for access, lock, and block, all the command we have implemented for the access controllers. And of course, you will get the status of these controllers. So you will get the list of doors, the status. So you can see the different status you will get in real time. So if we swipe a badge, for example, I go to the event list. Typically, status badge. Okay, sorry, I was not in a event, not today, but live update. Can you do it again, please, David? Sorry. Okay. So here you can see that you will be able from your access control, from your access control tab of your smart client to get the events, to get also the playback of the camera linked to the door. Okay. You will also be able in your mapping system to display the symbol of the door and also to interact directly with the system, okay, to give access, to lock and unlock your door. So it means that thanks to our access control plugin, you will be able to get your access controllers directly into your smart client. To manage the different user rights of our app control module, you can use our web page. We have a web page. It's our app control client is web-based, so you can open the web page directly also in the XProtect, or you can open it on another screen on the other side to manage the access control rights for the access control module. So this is the first plugin I wanted to show you. The second one, as you can see on the map, you have different icons corresponding to the intruder panels. Thanks to our integration, you will be able to manage for each intruder panel the groups. So the groups is to arm or to disarm a part of your installation. So directly from the small symbol from home, you can arm or disarm the group for any panel. You will also get the status. Okay, if it's arm, it will become. We have a color code. It will become green. I will make you a demo after that. You will get also the different status for each zones. So zones are inputs of your intruder panel, with also the alarm status. And the alarm status will go directly to the alarm events of your Milestone XProtect Smart Client. And for each of these entity, you can make a link with the cameras from Milestone. So I will do a demo after this. You also will get the status and control of the different outputs of your intruder panel. Each of these parts are command and control directly. To add, for example, a new zone on your XProtect Smart Client, you just need to look at the setup menu. You will get the list of the plugin elements. You will get the list of the AppVision plugin. Here, you will be able to drag and drop a group directly from this symbol up to your map. You can put it where you want. You can also, here you have the text corresponding to the description of this entity inside your AppVision configuration. But you can still modify it directly from your smart client. So same thing, you will get the groups, you will get the inputs, outputs, so you can easily drag and drop your intruder panels. The perfect thing for you is that for the operator, it will be the same way to manage all these different intruder systems. We have the same type of symbol, the same commands to manage them. So, and also the same animation colors. So if I make an example, let me do an example. Do an alarm. So here, as you can see, we get an alarm in your on the zone. I will just go here and I will show you the alarm panel instead the event panel. Setup, in progress. So this is linked to the zone alarm. So as you can see, we have the playback of the camera linked to your alarm. You can do that easily from the management client. So here you already know this way to manage in Milestone your alarms. You can give some instruction, you can acknowledge, etc. your different alarm. Let's simulate maybe another status. So let me change it. So go back to normal mode. We go, for example, to mode, excluded mode, for example. Up. So here you have another type of colors for the excluded information. So let me go back to the event. So I'm not very well with XProtect, sorry, but I think you will know better than me how to manage XProtect itself. But here, as you can see in the list, you have all the status coming from our drivers. Okay, so you will get in real time the status for all your inputs and outputs. You can also send command, isolate, inhibit, the-inhibit for the zones, send command for outputs to activate or deactivate. So it's command and control for all your intruder panels. So same thing for groups and outputs. So here you have an overview of what we do with the two plugins, and as you can see, on the same mapping, you can have your access control management and also your intruder management in addition to your cameras of your Milestone. So you can make with your XProtect Smart Client your front-end interface for your security systems.
Yeah, that's at the conclusion. I would say that we really wanted to bring to Milestone XProtect the integration asset of our platform AppVision, which is well known in the Prysm world, but this usage is quite specific. Is an integration usage of our platform, just to take the benefits of the drivers we have developed for intrusion panel and access control panel, axis access access controllers. It's really was really to give you an overview, and we are at your welcome. We are at your disposal with Milestone people to go more deeply if you have now any more question or any specific request. Thank
you very much. So I just want to highlight a very important point that was mentioned here. There's always we've seen sort of a competition between PSI and Prysm and VMS, like you mentioned, David, earlier. And this really, the approach, we call it plugin or gateway, this approach really, disregard that gap, that conflict that we were having with Prysm as a VMS. So as you can see here, all the management, not just receiving the alert event, but even managing the controller itself, the intrusion, the access control, it's fully managed within the Milestone interface. So Prysm acts as a sort of a gateway, a layer that can provide the deep level integration to Milestone, where you still can use Milestone as your main interface, main operations for main operations day to day, without having to go to any other GUI. You're still within Milestone interface. You're managing it. You're receiving all the events, the card holders, the groups when it comes to intrusion. All of it on a very deep level is actually integrated into Milestone. So that's really helpful, and that takes away that conflict that we see between Prysm and VMS. So that is a very nice approach of how we work with Prysm, because there's no conflict of interest here. We'll take some questions now for Nicholas and David. We have a question. Is the plugin only available for access, or is there a plan to add more access control systems?
At the moment, we have only implemented it for access controllers, because it was a history request from partners. As I told you, we have common resellers with Axis and Milestone, so it was important. I would say everything is open, but the access control is really specific, and we really need to take care of the way we can integrate access control system. We have a lot of access control system integrated in our Prysm solution, and at the moment we need to have a deeper look to see how we could create a standard plugin for access control. For intrusion, for fire, it was more clear for us how to do it, and that's why we have started by intrusion and tomorrow maybe for fire. For access control, we must be cautious, because it may be one plugin per system, which is not, as you have understood, the objective. The objective is to create a standard plugin that could work with multiple integration that we have done. And with access control, it's not so easy, but it's not on our fault. It's related to the proprietary protocol of the access control system. But the doors are open, I would say. And as I said, if really someone come to us with project with a real need and that we can have a look. And of course, we are still open to discuss and make some evaluate assessment and quotation if needed, of course.
Great, thank you. And I assume, just to add to that, same goes for the intrusion. So right now it is with SPC and a couple of others, but if at all there's a request, obviously the gateway is there, the framework is there, we can look into adding more panels based on the request. Correct, David?
Yeah. The idea is to have the same the driver, our driver that we use before the plugin. The integration into our platform has to be done in a certain way. And for intrusion panel, it's quite easy to do the same kind of integration for any intrusion panel, because intrusion is quite similar. For the integration are very similar. We had a look at the Risco, we had a look at also some pure French players, and we see that the integration that we can do will be very similar compared to the ATS and Master Advanced. So it's the same structure that we can develop. That's why we say we could expand. So now we need to expand our own intrusion integration. So that's not, but we won't have to develop another plugin, which is a difference between access control, where we could have to develop a specific plugin for each brand of access control.
Very interesting, David. Thanks for that. So basically, just to sum it up on the intrusion, the plugin, the framework, the gateway is already there. It's just a matter of bringing in and testing the new panels. You don't really need to develop something from scratch, which adds a lot of benefit, because it really acts as sort of a gateway to Milestone to bring in, based on the requirements, obviously based on the opportunities, to any open fire panel or intrusion panel to Milestone with full control and capabilities, as you have seen in the demo from Nicholas.
Yeah, that's why we know that if we could develop a fire plugin for Milestone, because the structure of this plugin would not be so far away from our intrusion plugin. And that could be also interesting. That's why we target fire maybe after access control is access control. So it's always more difficult with access control.
All right. And that's probably because of the proprietary interfaces, proprietary protocols that some of these vendors use, right?
Yeah, and it's also because not all systems are organized. You see, with intrusion, you always have to manage zone, you have to manage groups, you have to manage output. You have few items with an intrusion system. With an access control, you have to manage a lot of things, and some of the things are sometimes available in the SDK of the product, sometimes they are not. So we can also not do. We can only do with what we are given.
Absolutely, understood. There are a couple of more questions, David. Do we have the integration into PA systems and audio communication?
In Milestone?
So through Prysm, for instance, if somebody wants to build a solution where they want to have a public address system also integrated, what can we offer them there?
Those solutions are integrated in our platform AppVision, so we should be able to of course help people with that. No problem.
Right.
So yes, we already did some public announcement system integration in AppVision. So we have already some brands already integrated directly in AppVision. Okay, and we have also our AppVision client is a SIP client. Okay, so we can manage the SIP protocol as a client. So to be connected to a SIP server or to be connected to another SIP client, like an intercom, for example.
Okay, great. And then it can be integrated through app control to Milestone, right?
We need to have a look at that, because it's We are not servers, so that's more difficult.
Okay.
We need to have a look.
Yeah, so based on the system, we can evaluate and see, because now this is the capability, the drivers exist. It's just how we package it together based on requirements that will vary from each opportunity and each project requirements.
Yeah.
Right. I have another question. So Milestone has integrations into many other systems, and the Milestone already has some access control plugins. So please explain what are the additional benefits and cost effectiveness that AppVision brings with their integration.
We will show you. Nicola is preparing.
Right.
Okay. I'll share you another application. Okay. If you can see my screen.
Yes.
So here in the middle, this is our app control module. Okay, this is app control with list of people. Okay, with so the photo ID, access rights, etc., etc., the badge number. So this is the access control management module we provide. This module that you can see inside can be opened directly in a web page. Okay, so it means you can open it directly in your smart client to manage entirely the access control for your controllers directly from XProtect, because this can be a part of XProtect. I mean,
right.
You understand what I mean? See, this app control module, all these different menus are linked to our app control database, okay, which manage the link with the controllers. So to create a new badge holder, okay, I can add a new badge holder, etc. I can give another badge badge ID, access profile, etc. All the access control management will be done through app control, and app control can be opened directly into your XProtect Smart Client. So what we bring for the access control is that we give you the full control of the access control management plus access control, I would say access control events and commands.
Right. So just to add to that, and correct me, Nicholas, here. So this module, which can be natively integrated into Milestone, you don't have to open another interface or another application. It'll be part of Milestone.
No, it's
yeah, I mean, it will be open from within Milestone, and it will add all those extensive functionality, more control, more features, without relying on any third-party access control software as such.
Yeah, all the access control management, in fact. This is what you will get from app control.
Correct. So this is the added advantage and benefit, that we make use of access hardware controller only the hardware, and this module, which can be opened from Milestone, adds all the access management, and as you can see, all the tabs here, all the functionality, all the access control management advanced features can be utilized inside Milestone to manage your access control systems.
And if one day we develop a standard access control plugin, you will take the biggest benefits on our app control application, because it's a multi-system. So after, it's just like intrusion, where you can mix several panels. If in the future we manage in developing a standard access control plugin, people won't have to care if it's an access controller or an ADAP controller or something like this. It's gonna, you take the benefit of the full benefit of app control, which is not the case today, because we have only access in integration.
Yeah. There's a added question to that. What it is? What database is it using? Is it
SQL.
It's an SQL. It's an SQL database.
SQL databases.
All right. Thank you.
Okay.
I'm just browsing if you have more questions.
If I show you, I just show you quickly. I just did a link. This is still your XProtect, you see, and I did open a control page inside.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it means it's can be a part of your management.
Right.
Okay, so here we are in history, so it's in French because I did a quick link, but it's a web page in Silverlight for this. Our module can be opened as a web page in Silverlight, so you just add a HTML page linked to our app control, and you can open it with the other tabs. You know, you have your different levels, and you will be able to manage the app control page directly. So it means you have the full control of your Axis controllers. Because instead to open, for example, just the web page of the A101 controller to manage a new users, etc. As you know, with 1601, for example, you have no possibility to manage directly the new badge holder with the web page of the controller, but you will be able to do it directly from the app control management module, which can be a part of your XProtect Smart Client. So it's a good benefit for access control system because you will have the full access control integration in your Milestone.
Yep. So thank you for that. Another question is, if in future, let's say we add another access control system, will the app control interface as it is right now, will see it as two different access control systems, or it will be managed as one access control system, though in the background two different panels?
No, app control see everything connected to app control. So from your XProtect Smart Client, if you open the app control web page, or if you open the app control web page directly in your web browser, you will have access to all the access control systems linked to app control. The only thing today is that for the feedback in your XProtect Smart Client, for example, to have the symbol of the doors, etc., we did it for the access controllers only. But yes, if you open the app control management web page in XProtect, you will be able to give access rights for other systems. And also you will get the possibility to send command directly from the app control page. But you will not get the integration in your specific access control tab of XProtect or on your maps, okay? Because this is done through the plugin, and for the moment the plugin is dedicated to the access controllers.
Exactly. So I'll just like to clarify. I'm seeing a few comments that they're somewhat confusing. So Nicholas, you can correct me here. App control talks directly to the hardware controller. It is not talking to any third-party access control software as such. So access control, for example, we are talking directly to hardware level. We are not integrating into access software or access other or any. In future, if we do, for instance, any other access controller, it will be directly to the controller using app control, not in between third-party software, right?
You can have both. In fact, you can have both because it depends of which entry point that the manufacturer gives us. Some, like Axis or other, give us an entry point directly on the controller, so we are designed for. And some other don't want that we connect directly to the controller. NetApp, for instance, they oblige us to connect on the iOS server. So we've done the integration on the iOS server. And to manage that, we have a specific internal, we dialogue directly with the software server. So both are possible. More and more access control manufacturer, they impose us to interface on the software because they sell the software. Because they sell the software, they do and they don't want us, because as we explained, app control is a multi-system, multi-users, multi-location access control management software. So it can replace a large majority of proprietary access control software. Typically, it could replace partially, because we don't have all the features that they have, but if we connect directly to a NetApp controller, we could replace iOS for a majority of the features. That's why people from NetApp don't want us to connect directly to the controllers. But it's always more powerful when we can connect to the controllers. So it's clear, but sometimes it's not possible, and it's not our choice. It's usually the choice of the manufacturer.
Yes. So, Mr. D'Souza, I think we can take it offline, but there's a question, and there's a lot of questions coming in. The idea here is, if the manufacturer, like Axis or anyone else, allows a direct integration into the controller with their open protocols, we can do that. In that case, we don't need any third-party database or software. It will be just app control, and we'll use normal SQL database that we have, and we'll manage everything. In case, for example, NetApp, or let's say any other Bonibo, which does not allow a direct integration to their hardware, they actually do it through their software, then it will be a separate database of their software. We'll just do the software level integration. So it depends what systems are there, how open they are, and based on the capability, based on how much open and what they allow, integration can be made. So it could be direct hardware level integration, or it could be software level integration, depending on different manufacturers and what they allow and what their SDK or interfaces allow us to do.
And here is one explanation why we don't have a generic access control plugin, because you see that from one system to another, we can have an integration on the controller. The other one is just a connection of the database, another on the third-party software. So it's not easy to create a generic plugin for access control for Milestone XProtect, because it's typical, which is not the case with other technology as intrusion, fire, or even others. That's you can feel the difficulty we could meet.
Right. So also, I'll be sharing the recording and also the contact details. So if any one of you have or need to have more deeper integration or more clarification, you can reach out to us and we can answer that. One last question I'll take because we are already running short of time. And like I said, I'll be sharing this recording and the contact details for all of you to reach out for any clarification or anything that you want to discuss further. One question here is, if I have Linnell, if I have Milestone, if I have AppVision, which will be the master interface, it all depends on the configuration, how you want to configure the system. We have two-way integrations with both manufacturers, depending on the project requirements, depending on what you're looking to achieve. It's a customized kind of a project that can be achieved, and you can decide which interface you want to use as your master interface to manage your operations. Before we finish, I'd quickly like to have just one feedback form. If you can please use your mobile phones, read this QR code, and quickly answer a short feedback that will help us to get back to you, as well as if you have any questions or if you want us to come back to you, that will help us with that also. With that, thank you very much, everyone, for all those who have joined us. It was very interactive, and I hope this was beneficial for you. And the main message here is that Prysm and Milestone, we have a very close joint collaboration. And as you can see, it really allows us a very deep level integration with the intrusion panels, with the access control, and whereby you can manage complete applications or access control management all within Milestone interface without having to go to any third party or manage anything outside Milestone. So that really allows us to manage all these intrusion panels with zones, with groups, and access control system from within Milestone interface. Allows you a very deeper integration without having to create that conflict, either to use Prysm as your main interface or Milestone as your main interface. And this gives us this freedom that you get all those advanced video management features that Milestone offers. So you can work on Milestone GUI and you can make use of all those advanced features. You don't have to compromise anything by moving outside of Milestone and using Prysm interface. With that, thank you very much. Thank you, Nicholas. Thank you, David, for joining us. Thank you for answering the questions. I'll be sharing this later, the recording, and anyone who has any queries or need more clarification, they can reach out to us. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thanks.